Hey everybody, Rob Cootie here. Today's Wednesday, October 21st. It's hard to believe. As you know, me and Marie will be going live here at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as always. And I just wanted to let you know that we're here and we'll be going live here very shortly. If you don't mind, please share the podcast and our platforms with our fellow network marketers all across the world. Hashtag the MLM Solution. Hashtag the MLM Solution. We'll see you in a minute.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hello, Miss Marie. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Rob. I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm getting better all the time. I'm starting to feel normal, I guess, if I want to use that term. I don't know if normal's ever applied to me, but anyway.
Yeah, normal's overrated.
It is overrated. I'd rather be me than normal. So anyway, the point is that for the second day in a row, I took a shower myself. I got in the shower this time and did my hair, dressed myself. So I'm making progress 2 days in a row.
Oh, so you're a big boy today. Congratulations.
That's right. And the pain is not near what it has been. It's still very sore, as you can imagine. And so anyway, the point is, hey, things are moving ahead. I'm very happy and I'm excited. I see progress there for a long time. It'll test you mentally, all that pain and the lack of, your life is totally turned upside down. I mean, if you're not mentally tough, it's really going to challenge you. And I think it's harder as you get older because if you're a child, you're just starting out in life. You really don't know what normalcy is. But when you've been around a while and you have a normal routine for 50, 60 years, it's hard that thing to get interrupted, and then you get kind of spoiled, or I don't know if you felt spoiled, or you get kind of pissed off a little bit, like, dang, going it.
Well, and this is the type of situation where people don't want to deal with pain and those types of things, and they end up developing an issue with pain pills, opioids, those types of things. So, I know you're very anti-medicine and you've been pumping it out, but I'm glad to hear you're on the mend.
Yes. And I haven't taken a pain pill in quite a while. The bottom line is that, as you stated, I really don't want to do that. Now, the pain pills they gave me before seemed to do just fine. And then for whatever reason, my pain went to another level and we had to call in and get Oxycontin, and I hear people talk bad about it all the time, how addictive it is and this and that. And they gave us 40 pills of Oxycontin. And I think you take it every 4 hours. And boy, that'll clog you up faster than anything. Not that really is necessary to be. But anyway, here's the point. And then we'll get on with the show. The point is this. I don't see how people get addicted to that. I mean, it barely fazed me. Like the wife said, you're just different. And I get that. Everybody's different. But I just don't get it. I mean, it took the edge off. There's no doubt. But as far as being high and getting addicted to that feeling, I don't know. It made me nauseated, I'll tell you that, and irritable. But as far as I don't get it. But I'm thankful. Thank God. Anyway, enough of that. Today is October 21st. It's 11:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only 11:03. We got off, even with that little intro there, we still get off on a good step. We're not wasting valuable time. So the thing is that today is a topic that you guys will definitely want to know about. It's podcast number 64 for all of you on SoundCloud, Stitcher, et cetera. The subject is a very important one when you're building a stable, profitable business that you can count on. Debt is security. What is it? How does it affect your business? We're going to talk about that today. You need to know this information. This almost happens automatically, Miss Marie, but you need to know about it because once you start identifying and working with your leaders, there's a term that's used. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. I don't know, obviously. Drive depth, and we'll talk about that because that's what it's referring to. And as I said yesterday, there's another term, which many people, believe it or not, have not heard. And it's one of the cornerstones of the business building process. Sometimes it almost happens automatically, but you have to know about it so you can watch for it. Here it is. Width equals wealth and depth equals security. Now, we'll talk about width on another episode. They are intertwined. You can't do one without the other. Okay, but we're going to focus on one at a time because we do not want to cross-relate the two subjects and confuse people. We're going to stay focused because they're so important. They need their own show so that they get the attention that is necessary to clarify the points. Now, with that being said, here's the thing. Depth is security when you do that in the business building process, there's other benefits that come out of that. We'll touch on those. We're not going to go in great depth about them because once again, they almost happen automatically. If you drive depth, these benefits kind of come along with it. But once again, you need to be made aware of it. Why? So that you can look out for it and make sure it's happening. Because if it's not, there's something up and you won't have security. Okay. So, Miss Marie, you got anything to add before we get started?
Nope. I think you covered that intro really well. I'm excited to dig into this. And yes, we'll definitely have to revisit the counterpart that width is wealth, maybe next week in one of our shows.
Yeah. It's something that's close to this subject so that they don't have to hunt and peck for it on our channel. But here's the thing. Depth of security is almost related to us saying identify and work with leaders. It's not the same per se. When we say identify and work with leaders, what we're saying is when you log into your back office and you see that people are producing not only volume, but they're sponsoring people and there's pin rank advancement. Now, the two most important things out of that, and this is part of the subject matter, is the volume and the number of people they're sponsoring. And you might say, well, Rob, wouldn't pin rank advancement be an important stat to look at? Yes and no, based on the comp plan. It's the reason why you don't want to use that as one of your barometers. What you want to use is the volume, because regardless of comp plan, everybody's paid on volume. So what you want to do is you want to look at the volume that's being created, and you want to look at the number of people they're sponsoring. Those are the two most critical things. Those two activities identify people as leaders. They're out there making things happen. Then what happens is as we told you in prior episodes, we're not going to go deep into this, but we got to set this subject matter up right, and this is part of it. When you identify a leader like Marie, and Marie's out there and she's doing things, as we told you before, Marie has told Rob, I'm good. I'm confident in myself. I'm used to talking to people. This is not a big deal to me. I'd like for you to touch base with me every Friday at 5 p.m. in the evening. Just send me a text, send me an email, whatever. Just say, hey, are you doing okay, Marie? And Rob, I'll respond. If I have a question, I'll respond at that time, and then we can set up a time to talk. But I don't need you contacting me every day of the week, okay? I'm doing just fine, okay? So as I told you guys before, we have a counseling forum that that goes along with her package that I fill that out, and I put it on my daily calendar or weekly calendar, whatever the case may be. Hey, 5 p.m. every Friday, call Marie, okay? So I make sure that I don't miss that appointment. Now, why is that important? Because when I talk to Marie, when she starts rolling, she comes into the business, she kind of uses the first month to get her feet underneath of her, then she really starts to pick up steam. I got to let her know, because she's new to the business. And even though I've taught her how to deliver the music to the ears message, how to do all these other simple things, the threshold of profitability, scale of ambition, how to make notes on their prospects and all this and that. I didn't bring up something that was really important at that time because it's not relevant, because she hasn't identified herself as a leader. What is that subject? The depth is security. And what do you mean? And when I talked to her about this, one day, Friday, 5 p.m., I say, hey, Marie, you're doing wonderful. There's an important subject that we need to talk about that I didn't bring up in the beginning, because you don't know who's going to stand up and build this business. So you don't have this discussion with them because you want to see what they're going to do. But you're really doing well. This is important to your success, Marie, your success. This is not anything complicated. It's nothing more than letting you be aware of this process. Okay. And then you let them know, you let Marie know, hey, it's not an added step. It's not an added document. It's nothing more than making you aware, but this is critical to your success, your long-term success. Marie says, okay, here's what I have available. So Marie and I get on the phone. And this may be the second month, guys, because it's got a lot to do. It could be the first month. If she's blowing it out of the water and she didn't tell me before that she had been in the business before, and that's the reason why she's rocking this thing, in 3 or 4 weeks, in the first month, she could create that kind of volume. Excuse me. She might create that kind of volume where I have to have that discussion with her in the first month, 3rd or 4th week. Okay. And if I talk to her, she might say, oh yeah, Rob, I'm already aware of that. No, don't worry about it. Okay, cool. Then we move on. But if she's in the second month, she's new. I know that she's new. She doesn't have experience, and she's really starting to rock this thing. I got to have this discussion with her. And that discussion is, when we get on the call, depth is security. And I'm going to tell her, say, Marie, look, it's important that when you yourself start getting leaders like you belong into your back office, Marie, and you see people doing what you're doing, which is creating volume, signing up people on a regular basis. They're out there making things happen. Marie, you got to have this discussion with them too. Okay, now what am I doing? Number one, I've identified a true leader in Marie, okay? But she's a leader on her own merit, not because I just identified her. Why did I do that? Because I need to drive depth. Why? Because if I want security in my business, if I want that residual income, if I want that leg to be stable, I know I got to work with Marie to drive that leg deep, okay? And you say, well, what do you mean drive it deep? Look, some comp plans go 7 levels deep. Some comp plans go 10 levels deep. If they tell you it goes to infinity, they're lying to you. There's no such thing as infinity. No company can pay that level, okay? So let's get past that. Most companies are going to pay between 7 and 10, and even 10 is pushing it sometimes. And once again, if all of us owned a network marketing company, you cannot afford to give money away. You have to have profit, okay? So you can't pay 75 cents out of every dollar to the distributors. There's not enough left to operate the company. We've had that discussion. Just wanted to make those points because they're relative to what we're talking about here. You're driving this leg deep. If it's 7 levels in that comp plan that you get paid to, then you want to work with Marie to get as far down in that leg. Now, you got to realize that my leg goes 7 levels deep through Marie. So Marie is level 1. And then when Marie sponsors her first person, that's level 2 in my organization. And so on until it goes down 7 levels. Doesn't mean that my business can't go deeper. What it means is I'll only get paid on those 7 levels. Okay. So the thing is, I know that I have to have 3 leaders in each leg. I have to take responsibility to work with Marie because it's my business and I'm teaching her the same thing. When I teach her the same thing and I tell her the relevance and the importance of driving depth because it brings security, Marie will do it automatically because she wants a secure business. She doesn't want to work this hard and have it fall apart. And so my job is to tell her as her, let's say leader, business partner, saying, hey, this is critically important because, and I'd say, Marie, do you want stability? Do you want a residual income machine that's going to produce month after month and be stable and not fall apart? Yes, Rob, that's what I want. Okay, this is critical to that process. Okay, history has shown you've got to have 3 strong leaders in each leg in case one of them passes away, one of them leaves, whatever the case may be. Okay, and I'm not trying to dominate the conversation. I just want to make this point real quick. So the point is, I got to work with Marie, and guess what? Marie's going to say, I need 3 people, because Marie's my first person in establishing that security. And I'm going to work with Marie, if I have to, through 3-way calls, through 3-way Zooms, through 3-way Skype meetings, whatever the case may be. She may say, no, I'm good to go. I don't need to do that. I get it. I can work with my people. But if she needs help, we could do a training with her leaders. Okay. If she said, well, Rob, I really don't understand the concept all that well. I'm really glad you shared it with me. And I really would appreciate if you'd do a Zoom meeting, Skype meeting where all of my leaders, not just this leader here, or, hey, I've got 3 or 4 leaders in this one lane. Yeah, I'd like to get them all on so they can understand this important point as well. That's the reason why I contacted Marie, told her about the depth of security, and to let her know that I help her drive her own security. It's not about me. I don't tell her about me. I focus on her and say, Marie, I need to help you stabilize your business. You're doing a great job. You don't want to lose that leg. We need to get this message deep down in that leg. So then Marie sees the importance of those 3 leaders. Okay. So she's going to look for her 3 leaders in that leg. And then when she works with one of her leaders beneath her, they're going to say, I see the importance of that 3. So what are you doing? You're driving leaders, that whole leg. You're looking in that leg for as many leaders as possible, but you want a minimum of 3. You don't want to stop at 3, but you need a minimum of 3. Okay. And once again, the numbers in network marketing, we're working the numbers of network marketing. And it's critical that you understand the numbers of network marketing and that you use them to your advantage. Otherwise, Miss Marie, you'll leave your business open to life, and life is going to happen, and then it's going to fall apart. And I can tell you many, many, many people that have built businesses to the diamond level have seen them fall apart because they didn't do the basics, Miss Marie, and they didn't work the numbers. And that's what we're sharing with them here.
Well, absolutely. And one of the things I want to highlight and make sure everyone's understanding is the importance of what Rob is saying here. You're creating duplication within your organization by doing this type of training. And the key component here is keeping in mind that each person you bring into your organization, it is their own business. So they really don't care how things are going to benefit you. It's the what's in it for me process that you have to go through with them to illustrate exactly how it affects their business, how it benefits them, and how they want to train their people to do the exact same thing. So that's the importance of the duplication there. You always want to frame it in their best interest, because that's really what's going to register with them as they're building their business and working towards their goals. And this is going towards that ultimate goal in network marketing of building that residual income. Because if you don't drive that depth, if you don't have that stability in place, like Rob said, you can hit a certain income level. You could even potentially max out your compensation plan. But if you step back and you stop actually producing, do you have that stability in place? Do you have that foundation of leaders there to continue that income generating that you've gotten used to? Or is it shallow? And as you step away, people are going to start to drop off and you suffer attrition, which is a huge disease in the network marketing industry because a lot of people get it wrong. They build to a certain point. They may hit even $5,000 to $10,000 a month because that's a huge income for a lot of people, right. Significantly more than what they're earning in their jobs. And they kind of hit that level and then they'll dial back because they think, oh, got it going on, right? But they don't have the depth in place yet. That stability is not there. That security hasn't been built in, and it will drop off precipitously, steeply. And then it's hard to get that momentum back.
Oh my gosh, yes. And you may not have the same power or the willpower to restart that whole process. Once it starts, Miss Marie, as we told everybody, it's like raising the dead. You might as well start over. And you do not want that to happen. It's the reason why it's important that if you're going to step away from your business, that you get with someone that has experience to know how to look at a business properly before you quit, so that you don't take a chance on ruining everything you put together. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the fool's gold in this department, and why the depth of security is so important to your success, your sustained success. Look, you're working hard to put all this together. You want whatever it is that you want from the business, lifestyle, money, whatever. So you're working hard. And like Marie said, you reach a milestone. And $10,000 a month is a great, great milestone. Okay. I mean, in any level of success in the network marketing business model, you should celebrate. But when you start getting into 5 figures, you're really starting to hit a major stride. Now, here's the thing. You say, Rob, what do you mean by fool's gold? Look, when you reach $10,000 a month, and when Miss Marie brought up that amount, it triggered this, because this is one of the pitfalls and one of the fool's gold moments in network marketing. You get your first check for over $10,000 a month, and you and your spouse celebrate. You guys are happy. You should be. You should be jumping up and down. You should go out and celebrate. Where something you've never done before. In the most expensive restaurant in town, on a trip you've always wanted to do, 3-day trip. Please don't go for a week. You will stop that momentum. You can celebrate big time later. Just keep focused, okay? But here's the thing. You have to realize that you can look into your back office, and your volume as a group, your group volume, okay, Rob's group volume, I've got tremendous volume that's paying me over $10,000 a month, okay, in my 7th or 8th month. And I'm tickled pink. And I've got leaders spread out throughout my whole group. And let's say I have 1,500 people in my group, still kind of relatively young. It's growing. And I've got a number of leaders, a bunch of leaders spread out everywhere. I don't have any really strong leaders, but I have medium, maybe one big one, maybe 2 big ones, but the rest, everybody else is small to medium. Guys, it's fool's gold. That's not $10,000 a month. Well, Rob, I got a check here for $10,001. Yeah, you do. Well, that's $10,000. You're right. But it's not. What do you mean? It's fool's gold. What do you mean? Guys, you don't have 3 to 5 legs that are stable. And if you stop, like Marie said, and you think you made it, it is going to fall apart faster than you can jump off a cliff. Okay, because you might as well jump off a cliff, because it's over. What do you mean it's over? If you stop and walk away from your business thinking that $10,000 check is going to continue to come month after month after month, when you only have 1 or 2 big businesses, and they're relatively new big businesses, and you haven't driven deep into those big businesses, and yet you have so much volume being created out of those 1,500 people that you, in fact, got a check for $10,000, and you think you've made it, well, talk to me again in 6 months, okay? Because I would probably say that it'll go from $10,000 to $3,000 a month very quickly, okay? Why? Number one, everybody duplicates what the leader does, regardless of what you say. It is your business. It's Rob's business. But here's the thing: Rob's activity directly affects everybody else. When they see that Rob is continuing to sponsor people, Rob says, hey, I brought a new person on. Hey, so-and-so got promoted to Emerald status. Hey, so-and-so got promoted to Ruby. I got another diamond. This one, and people see the activity. It's my job as the figurehead of my growing business to promote the pin level advancements, the income, the new checks people are getting, the bonuses that people are getting. Why? That is part of my job as a leader. When Marie gets that level, she does the same thing. Why? Because it motivates people. They see progress. It makes your business breathe. It makes it live. It makes it fluid. It makes it move forward. Those are things that you can't do on your own. And you get your business to grow and catch traction by doing these little things that we always teach you guys. This is a golden moment, almost a platinum nugget here. But the thing is, those things, when you edify other people's success, you are pouring gas onto your growing business, okay? It's not about you knowing everything. It's not about you preaching to your people. It's not about you showing off how much you know. It's not about you showing people how many hours you're working a day. They don't care. As she said earlier, they don't care. They truly don't care. Okay. What they care about is this working. And if they see other people, then they know that it's not because of Rob that those people succeeded. It's because Rob helped them and taught them. And then Rob promoted them in their newfound success to his downline. That's invaluable. That's powerful. That helps what? Drive Miss Marie's legs deep. Okay. I help Miss Marie by sharing those stories. And Marie says, look what's happening. Rob's business is growing. His system works. Guys, he's driving depth. This is the results of driving depth because these people came from his third and fourth level. Okay. That's why you promote other people. That's the reason why you edify other people. It's the reason why you want people in depth catching up with you or surpassing you, because it shows the business model works and it shows that you, Rob, knows how to teach other people to be successful. Okay, that's where you take the focus off yourself and focus on other people. Well, what are you doing when you're driving depth? I'm focusing, as Miss Marie said, on her. It's not about me. She don't care what I'm doing. Okay, and so I'm showing her the importance of depth. And when she sees a success story, she'll say, hey, there it is right there. This person's on Rob's third level. There it is. That is a leader on his third level. He now is driving depth. And she will say, I remember that conversation. And now she's more motivated and focused than ever because of what she sees, not because of what I said. All that success reinforced what I told her in the conversation we had. And then she can use those people and say, look, hey, I just want to let you guys know Rob's people over here just went to Emerald and they're on his third level. And that is in so-and-so's leg. Okay. And Marie can tell her people that is what you are trying to achieve when you're driving depth. Miss Marie, does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely, it does. And it also highlights the importance of monitoring your back office and seeing who has momentum within your organization. You want to be tracking that because, as Rob indicated early on, when people first come into your business, they may or may not have the experience or the knowledge to be focusing on those folks that they've brought in that are actually building volume rapidly. So you want to, first of all, be monitoring your entire organization, identifying those people with momentum in terms of the volume that they're bringing in, the income that they're starting to earn, and then tapping into the sponsors who brought those individuals in, making sure they understand the importance of that momentum, how to develop it, how to watch for it throughout their organization so they can catch other up and coming leaders and working with those people. Because sometimes what will happen is you'll look through your organization and maybe 2, 3, 4 levels down, you'll identify someone with some momentum happening and their sponsor has dropped off the face of the earth for whatever reason. Right. So the person who brought them in isn't there to work with that person that has the momentum. So that's when you want to be proactive, reach out to them, congratulate them, first of all, for all the effort they're putting in, the time and the progress that they're making, and then help them build their business and drive that depth.
You know, we didn't do a show on that. You're absolutely right, because that is part of the business building process, Miss Marie. There are going to be people that are going to disappear. When you log into your back office and you see that somebody's no longer there, guess what? You have to reach out to the person that's immediately below them and say, hey, I see that Joe is gone. This is Rob, and I sponsored Joe. I'll work directly with you if you would like. Okay, so you're right. We need to have a show on that. So I want to revisit the fool's gold thing again because it's important. Also, she brought up another point. When you log into your back office, it's critically important. I need to bring up because once again, it's part of the depth of security thing. Let's revisit the fool's gold just for a moment, only to refresh your memory. What I'm saying in that scenario, fool's gold, is this. Typically what happens in network marketing as your business grows, you're going to have some really strong leaders. Remember, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. If you sponsor 60 people in 90 days, typically 18 people out of those 60 are going to do something at different levels. And out of that 13 people, 18 people, excuse me, you'll have 7 or 8 that will be really strong in the beginning. Okay. And it's not always 7 or 8. It could be 3 or 4. You know, the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 sometimes has a boomerang effect, a slingshot effect, if you will. Not everybody jumps out of the gate at the same time, same intensity. The numbers will always pan out as time goes along. That's not the point. The point is you log into your back office, you're looking for people that jump out at you right away. Okay. And you focus in on those people. So the thing is that, and I guess we need to do another show, Miss Marie, what volume level do people identify themselves? What I'm saying is, how do you really identify a leader? Is it the volume? Is it the people they're signing up? When do you decide to start working with them? We'll talk about that in the future. But right now, let's stay focused with the Fool's Gold. Okay, so typically what happens is you have the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. If you sponsor 60 people, those people kind of jump out at you almost right away. Okay. In a Fool's Gold situation, what happens is that your business is so big and it's so proficient because you did such a great job promoting the threshold of profitability, which means 100 people doing 100 PV in your business, and it's spread out very evenly. Now, you would think that would be the most ideal way to build a business. No, it is not. That is not how the business works. Okay, the business model is not going to change for you. It is what it is. It's going to do what it does. And you say, what do you mean, Rob? Guys, the 97%, 97.3 never changes. You know, 97 people are not going to build this business. 3% are. Okay, which means that you're going to have 3 to 5, ultimately, at the end of the day, when your business building activity is all over, you're going to have 3 to 5 legs. You might be lucky and have more, maybe 7, that are going to produce 95% of your income. It's just the way it works out. Okay, I wish it was different, but it's not. Knowing that, you have to understand the importance of drive and depth, because if those 3 to 5 legs are not driven deep, you're in big trouble. You're 95% of your income is at risk. Okay, so you would think, Miss Marie, that the ideal situation is to have the volume spread out evenly amongst everybody, those 1,500 people in your organization. In fact, that's not true. That's fool's gold. That's a very unstable business. So I wanted to clarify that very clear, make that very clear, because it's important you understand that. On the one side, you have a small group of leaders that are really strong and standing up out of the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 scenario. And on the other hand, you have a large organization of 1,500 people where the volume is spread out evenly, and you have your first $10,000 a month check in your 4th, 5th month, and you're excited. You should be, but it's fool's gold. So did I clarify that enough before we move on?
I think that's very clear. Thank you.
Okay. So with that being said, I want to make this point clear as well. When you log into your back office and you have a growing organization, Miss Marie, typically what happens is people look at their front line because those are the people they personally sponsor. There's kind of a personal attachment. I sponsored Marie. When I log in, I look at Marie right away. And I look at my other frontline people. Big mistake. You know, why is that, Rob? Because here's what happened. Most of your leaders are going to come from depth. So if you stay focused on your front line and try to horsewhip Marie, Marie has done what she's going to do. Okay. By the 3rd month, 4th month, 5th month, and there's the reason why the 90-day mini blast is so important. By the 90th day, sometimes for the 4th month at the max, or it could be the 5th month if Marie has a life event. You always have to keep those things in mind. But here's the point. Typically, more times than not, at the 90-day mark, I can tell if Marie is serious about this business. And I can look at her volume. I can look at the pin rank events that she's going through, plus what's going on in her downline. So when I log in at the 90th day, and I've been watching Marie, and she started out strong, but she started leveling off, you know what I automatically do? My experience in the business model tells me to do what? Look in depth. Okay. So when I worked with Marie in the 2nd month saying, Marie, I need to teach you this depth of security thing. And I do. And she's willing and able to get on a call. Okay, Rob, I get it. She sets up a Zoom call where I tell her other growing leaders about the depth of security because she doesn't feel comfortable. She'll get it right. So I share that on a Zoom call with her leaders in her legs. Guess what? When the 3rd month and 4th month comes around and Marie has leveled off, because I did that depth of security thing with her downline, I got beneath Marie, who's my front line. I sponsored Marie personally, meaning she's on my front line. What did I do right away? I got underneath of her. using the depth of security approach because I needed to stabilize my business in case Marie did nothing. Okay, I had to take responsibility for my own business, my own success, my own stability. And the only way I could do that was work in tandem with her and showing her how to stabilize her own business, which in fact helps me to stabilize mine. And so when Marie levels off, guess what? I'm now having stability in a leg because I'd helped those people learn the importance of depth of security, and I got underneath Marie right away. Okay? So if Marie quits, I've still got a strong leg because underneath Marie, there's some motivated people that don't care what Marie does. They're going after this thing. Okay. And so what do? I contact them and say, hey, this is Rob. I see you're doing really well. Well, I guess Marie has kind of just leveled off. I don't know if you've heard from her. Look, the ethical thing for here in this situation is to let you know I'm here for you because we don't know where Marie's mind is. And we don't know if she still wants to build the business or she may have something going on in her life. I wanted to reach out to you because you're doing really well. I want you to know that if you need anything, I'm here. Okay. And if you want, I'll stay in touch with you once a week. Do you want me to do that? Yes, Rob, I like that. I'm a little overwhelmed. How about every Thursday at 11 a.m.? Okay. I'll touch base with you every Thursday. What have I done? Marie wanted me to get with her every Friday at 5 p.m. What have I done? I've replaced Marie. I've worked with them. And if Marie comes back, Marie's not going to be upset because she understands. And what did I do? I helped her out. How? Because I worked with her leader. I continue to drive that leg deep. So when she comes back, she's grateful. She's not upset. She's like, man, Rob, thank you so much. I was going through some personal things. And man, I didn't have the time and the focus and the energy to do that. Thank you so much for stepping up and working with those guys. My leg is stronger than ever. She's ecstatic. And I did the ethical thing, okay, by contacting them right away. But I also got underneath Marie in case Maria left. So it's a win-win situation, Ms. Marie. I needed to make that important. Guys, your leaders are going to come from depth. More times than not, they're not going to come from your front line, okay? So I wanted to let them know there's a lot of gold nuggets in this show today.
Oh, absolutely. And this is the part of the beauty of the network marketing model, right? Is you are leveraging the networks of other people because your ability to contact and find leaders out in the world, however you're doing it through, the circles of people that you know, or if you have some lead generation system that you're working with and creating, you can only contact and talk with so many people in a given time frame. Yep. But as you're bringing people into your business, that expands your circle. And as they're bringing people into your organization, you can tap into that and build that as well. And I hope you caught the beauty of what happens there, where you have a leader who maybe steps away for a while or something happens, whatever it is. You're working with the people within their organization because it's your organization also who have the momentum. You're essentially building their business for them. Yep. Now, that's not something you want to quote unquote sell because everybody has to be responsible for their business. And that's what you're doing. You're being responsible for your business by working with the leaders who have the growing momentum. But that can assist people along the way. And like Rob said, they're going to be grateful. If something happened, they need to step away for a moment. They come back and they look and they're like, oh my goodness, what happened here? It's like, well, it didn't happen all by itself, right? More than likely, had things been left to their own devices, attrition would have happened. But because Rob is such a professional business builder and understands the importance of building that depth for the security and stability in his business, it automatically secured and stabilized the other individual's business as well. So absolutely a win-win and a beauty of this model.
That's right. It is. It is the beauty of that model. And I want to add this to this real quick too. When I bypassed Miss Marie because she stepped away for whatever reason, guys, I left out the one important thing is that I do contact Miss Marie and say, hey, I noticed there's no activity. I hope everything's okay. I don't want to pry. If you need anything, let me know. On a personal as well as a professional level, I'm here for you. You've been doing wonderful. And I understand that sometimes you have to step away. What am I doing? I'm loving I'm loving her and leaving her, letting her handle whatever it is that she needs to handle. She may, in fact, decided she needed to walk away. Okay. She may have passed away and I don't know it. They're not going to contact me. They don't even know I exist, her family. So, what do? I love her and I leave her. But I let her know in that message, hey, I just want to let you know the beauty of this business model is that I can step in and fill the void. I'll work with so-and-so. They're doing really well. And when you come back, you can just step right in and take over. But I've contacted them. And what am I doing? I'm being ethical. I'm being professional. I'm being honest. I'm supporting her and letting her know that I care about her as a person and as a professional. And that if she needs anything, get in touch with me. I'm not mad at her. I'm not upset at all. This is part of the business process. All right. So that is the beauty of that whole process there. You're not going to learn this information anyplace else. No one will touch this subject. I guarantee you. Okay. And it is a complicated process. Now, I want you to kind of paint the total picture here because, Miss Maria and I always talk about it. This is a hard business. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of time. Okay. Now, this process we're talking about almost happens automatically if you work with the people in depth. I just told you that most of your leaders are going to come from depth. Okay. And that means that sometimes your frontline people are going to do nothing, but they are the gateway to the leaders that are in depth. In other words, they're the ones that sponsored those people. Okay. And those people may end up being customers and you work with the people in depth. It's just the nature of the beast. Okay. But here's what I want to say. Guys, think about what I just said. I sponsor 60 people in 90 days. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of freaking work. Okay. The 90-day mini blast is critical to creating speed and urgency and for your business to gain traction and to lay the proper foundation where your business can experience that exponential growth along with the company. It's critical. Here's the thing. Think about what I just said. Not only are you sponsoring 60 people wide, which those 60 people are going to need your attention. The people that you personally sponsor, which is 60, we just talked about working with people in depth. Do you realize how much time and effort that takes? You are going to be super busy. 90 days is going to fly by. Okay. And technology allows you, now you understand why speed and urgency is so important, why you got to buzz through people. You cannot afford, because look, not only are you working with the people in the front line, but you're working with people in depth. Why? Because you're driving depth at the same time you're building width. Okay. If you don't do the both at the same time, you will not have a business. It will fall apart. Those first 90 days are critical. You have to do it right. Okay. So what happens is the only salvation in this scenario, Miss Marie, is that the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Because what happens? You're doing your 90-day mini blast. You're sponsoring 60 people. Thank God for the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Some people say, "Oh my gosh, that's a killer! I can't believe that I only get 1/3." You be happy, be jumping up and down. You know why? Because only 18 people out of those 60 people you sponsor are going to stand up and do something right away. Which means what? That you can focus on those 18 people until the other 18, the second third starts coming in. You're going to be busy with those 18 people. So yeah, you're sponsoring 60 people, but you're doing that because you're working the numbers and network marketing, because you know the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 is always going to work. So you got to sponsor enough people to make those numbers work in your favor, which means 60 people will give you 18 leaders, a legitimate number that can help you launch your business in the correct manner. So you're going to work with those 18 people, and those people will have people in depth. And that's what we're talking about, driving depth on those 18 legs until the second third starts coming in. But you repeat the process. You drive what? The legs deep. And you do that in phase 2. The first phase 1 is your 90-day mini blast. Phase 2 is identifying and working with your leaders. You're going to be super busy in phase 2. You can't do another 90-day mini blast. It's not possible. There's not enough hours in the day. There's not enough energy in your body. Okay. So in the second 90 days, you're going to have the first third and the second third. They're going to come up and start, and you're going to have to work with those people and drive depth. And that's what I'm doing with Miss Marie. Does that make sense? I had to paint that total picture because you got to realize what the process is. We're talking about driving depth. Well, guess what? This phase 1, phase 2 is part of driving depth. Okay. And phase 2 is where you drive the depth, Miss Marie.
Absolutely. And here's the way I would summarize it. If you take away nothing else from this episode today, realize that your goal of building that residual income with your network marketing company, your opportunity that you're using, the business building process that you're going through, it is not dependent on the amount of the check you're receiving. Obviously, that is a result of the organization you've built, but it's that stability and security that you're building in the depth of leaders you have in your organization.
Yep.
That's the key to focus on to make sure you have that stable residual income that you're after.
Yep, that's right. And there's no repeat in re-rents if you don't do this right the first time. Okay, you cannot go back and do phase 1, phase 2. In other words, what you did is done and over. You can't go back and horsewhip Miss Marie and restart her and push a restart button on her back. It doesn't happen. If you screw it up in the first one, you're going to have to do another phase 1, another phase 2 that's totally independent of the first one that you did. It's just not possible. So if you don't do these things right, guess what? You have wasted all that time, all that effort. You sponsored all those people, and you're going to have a mess. This producing sporadic volume in income, and you're going to drive yourself nuts. And you're going to say, "I can fix this. I can fix this." No, you can't. You're not Superman or Superwoman. It's not possible. I'm telling you. You may save 1 or 2, but those 1 or 2 are going to take all your time, and it's going to force you to miss other superstars that you could sponsor if you started phase 1 and phase 2 all over again. Okay, so you got to realize the importance of what we're telling you here. You've got to do it right the first time. It doesn't mean you're going to get it perfect. It just means you need to be aware of these things so that you can at least make the effort to drive depth in some of the legs in your business, okay? And you're going to at least have the ability that when you do phase 3, then you have some stable. You may have a stable 7 or 8 legs when you start at phase 3 because you say, okay, I really didn't do phase 1 and 2 right. So in this phase 3 and 4, I'm going to do it right. I understand now. I get it. I see where my mistakes were. And that's the reason why we encourage you to do 2 90-day mini blasts. And this is a 2-year process. You can't do, it's almost physically impossible to do 2 90-day mini blasts in 1 year, Miss Marie. Calendar-wise, it just doesn't work. When you add corporate events in there and the travel, and it is crazy. It will go by, okay? It almost takes 16 months to 2 years to complete a complete cycle of each one, phase 1 and 2, then phase 3 and 4. Okay, so the point is that in phase 3 and 4, if you're going to maximize the company's opportunity, you are going to look hard at doing a phase 3 and 4, which is your second 90-day mini blast is phase 3. Phase 4 is what? Identifying, working with your leaders to maximize. And in your phase 3 and 4, you're going to do those better than you did your phase 1 and 2. Because you look back and you say, okay, I see my mistakes. I now know what I need to do, okay? So there, yeah, we're a little bit over, but I had to make that clear because it's too important. That does bring the subject matter to a close.
Well, and absolutely. And again, this is information you are not going to hear anywhere else. This is the reality of this business building process that a lot of leaders in network marketing either A, don't even recognize and fully understand, or B, just don't want to deal with because they're afraid it's going to scare people away.
Yeah.
But what we're doing here is providing you with the information that we can to give you the best chance of hitting that level of success you want in building your network marketing business.
That's right. And Mr. Marine, most people don't do it because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do it. What they want to do is be great recruiters and replace people all the time, just be a recruiting machine. And that takes more hours, Miss Marie. Look, if you pay the price now, you're going to be on easy street in phase 3 and 4. Okay. Phase 1 and 2 is going to be tough. There's no doubt about it. But if you do it right, you're going to skyrocket past other people. You're going to become a legend in this industry. Just do it right. Just do it right. You're not going to do it perfect in phase 1 and 2. We're not telling you that. We're not asking you to do that. We're just telling you, just do it right. And then if you decide to do a phase 3 and 4, you'll be amazed at the results you get. Okay. With that being said, Miss Marie, tomorrow's show, our subject for tomorrow is fear of success. What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid of going after success? And I'm going to tell you that in this business model, there's a lot of things that can scare the crap out of you. Okay. So it can be overwhelming, and it can make you go, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to pay that price. That scares me. I'd love to have that, but that scares me. We're going to talk about
this. Sounds like our scary Halloween shows tomorrow.
It does. Absolutely. Okay. Real quick, we're going to go through this real fast because we want to get you guys out of here. We're a little bit over. We did not want to do that, but today was an important subject, and we did not screw around. So with that being said, if you will, please share, like, and comment on the various social media platforms. As you know, we live stream each and every day at 11 a.m. on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. If you will, please give us thumbs up if you like the material, dancing bears and the smiling women and the clapping hands and all that stuff. We appreciate it when you do. And if you will, please share our platforms with our fellow network marketers using the hashtag #TheMLMSolution, hashtag #TheMLMSolution. Also visit our website, themlmsolution.net. When you go to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell while you're there. You have to hit it twice. That way you get notified when we go live and when we post new content. So with that being said, Miss Marie, we had a great show today. We're a little bit over. I'm hurrying it up, as you can tell. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please share our information with a fellow network marketers so that they too can have access to this wonderful information and make a difference in their lives. With that being said, Miss Marie, we will see everybody tomorrow at 11 a.m. Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.